Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working with some wood with the Cricut maker. So I've already been started, so it's been going for about a little over an hour now, but it is on pass 10 of 14. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down at this point because I can tell that it's starting to lift off. So we're going to go ahead and end it now. So hopefully I'm not going to freeze up too much because the internet, runs the Cricut maker. Well, actually I have it plugged in directly, so hopefully I don't have too many issues. But, so let's go ahead and I'm going to bring you down so you guys can see what's going on here. Zoom you all in a little bit. Okay, so you guys can see that we're already going here. It's cutting this wood out. We're cutting out some ornaments. I just went into Cricut Design Space, which I'll show you here in a minute. But hopefully you guys can see this. Let me zoom you all in a little bit more. Oop. Zoom y'all back out just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but his little feet here are already popping up out of here. There's several spots like that, and I really believe that I could unload it at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit, so let me back it up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and at this point, I'm going to hit pause. And I'm going to, let's see, it says, if you wish, let's come over here so y'all can see what I'm saying. It says, if you wish to change your material or blade, select cancel. To continue without change, press go. Okay, so it says cancel cut, resume cut. So I want to cancel cut, so I'm going to eject it. So let's come back down here. I'm going to hit the eject button. I honestly think it's enough. I don't want to keep going and cut into my mat. As you can see, I've already pulled out its eyepiece. You can see these dots. Because once it's going and these pieces are cut out, I would recommend to pull them out so that way it's not shifting and getting cut something it shouldn't. So let's go ahead and unload it. Now I'm going to show you guys here in just a second loading this on here. Let me shut this and move it for just a second so you guys can really see this. All right. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you guys taking these off, and then here in a second we're going to load some more wood, get it going so that way you guys can kind of see it in action, and then we're going to start working on these. All right, so let me go ahead and jump over really quick to the comments and make sure you guys aren't saying anything. Hopefully you guys can hear me too, because I did not put my mic on. It's just on the table, so let me know if you guys can hear me good. Hey, Proud Grandma. Hey, Kinza and Donna Loves. Thank you so much. Is it Kiza? Marie. I'm going to say Marie. That'd be a lot easier. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue to jump right into this. I try to think of people that are, I try to think of people that are going to watch this later. Okay, as well. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to remove my tape. And like I said, this could be a disaster, but I'm pretty sure these are done. I can't remember now what pass it was on, but it was pretty close. I think I had another 30 minutes. So don't be afraid to stop it if you can tell that you can always pause your machine and test trying to pop some of these out just to see. All right, in just a second, I'm going to show you, like I said, how we got this going. I'm going to pull off our tape. This is basswood, and it's 1/16/6. So this is, I think, the thickest wood that it'll take. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this wood's probably going to start breaking up. This is super sticky, and I've had issues. So what I'm going to try to do is take my tool this time. I think I'm freezing up down on this one. All right, hopefully that don't freeze up too much. So I'm going to take my tool here and try to get up underneath this wood to start lifting it. And like I said, I'm hoping I'm not going to break anything. So very slowly, nice and easy. Take your time. If you can, carefully pop these guys out with breaking them. Without breaking them, carefully pop them out like that. So you can see here is our gingerbread man. And hopefully you guys can pick up how thick that is. I'll try to bring y'all up just a little bit so y'all can see how thick that is. I know it keeps freezing. Just kind of let me know if it is or not. I'm not too sure what's going on today, but it's pretty thick. All right, so like I said, just very carefully taking this up. And I'm not too concerned if this outside piece breaks because it's pretty much trash. I don't think there's enough left to cut anything else. So very carefully, and there may be a few pieces stick because I stopped it early, but you can see it still had, I need to go back and see how many cuts it had when I started this, but it only had like 30 minutes. Like I said, it had already done, there was 14 total, and I think it did already like 10, I don't remember. But you can see how nicely that cut out. Look at those tiny little legs. Cute. And then keep going here. I'm hoping I'm not breaking anybody. All right. Going. All right, so I think I've got this outside piece off just like that. So this piece should just be trash. You could always use these as stencils. Save them and take your knife and just cut these down and use them as stencils. So that is an option. And like I said, let me know if you guys can hear me good because I did not put on my Hi Guadalupe. Let's see, Amanda, hi. And now my sister is Amanda, and if y'all have questions, she may come in and answer some of those. So, here we go. So let's go ahead and keep going here. So I'm going to do, sometimes I'm going to, like I said, I'll get that tool. Let me zoom y'all in just a little bit so y'all can see a little bit better. All right. Take your little scraper tool and try to get up under there so that way you carefully get these off, because I'm telling you, this mat is so sticky. So there's our snowman we're going to make. Now this one I'm kind of worried about because it's got these, see the holes here? Let me zoom y'all in a little bit more on this one. I'm worried about this one because of these tiny little holes. I'm afraid it's going to break off his tail, and it just kind of, this one concerns me. Now this one you can see only has 2 legs because it's going to layer on top of another one. So I'm going to take my tool here very carefully, and this little nose piece is supposed to go away. And I'm going to very carefully try to get up underneath here and carefully get that off there. All right, good. There we go. I was really scared about this one. So those intricate ones you want to be very careful with. So there we go. You can see how nicely that cut out. There's a few more pieces here you'll see. Let me find my tool. You can see some more pieces here in the eyelashes that come out like that. They'll just kind of pop off there. So you can see how nicely, maybe you guys can see how thick those are now. They're pretty thick. I would say like the size of a quarter. It's pretty thick stuff. So this is that basswood, like I said. Now I've got mine at Hobby Lobby. So we're going to, let me scooch y'all up here a little bit so y'all can see. Here goes the next one. All right, very careful with that tail. Just popping them up like that. So there is this one. See how intricate that is, getting between the legs and everything? See how thick it is? All right, so now all we have left is this piece right here, part of that face, because like I said, I'm gonna layer this one. And this one ended up on, this is the tag for it. So I'm gonna be careful with this one as well. I'm really worried this one's not gonna make it. So I'm gonna very carefully pop up underneath here. All right, it saved its life. There we go. All right, so there that is. Let me keep this out of the way so y'all can see better. Okay. So all I've got to do is just pop that through. So there's that eye. So you can see that this one here is going to be 3 layers. I thought it would be cool to layer this one up. Let me scoot this in where y'all can see it and back y'all up just a little bit. All right, there we go. So there's this one, and then the way this one's going to work is we're going to layer it. So you're going to have that piece, then this one's going to go on top like this. And then this one is going to go, wait, how did this one go? This one may went to this one. Yes, okay, so this goes, wait, how did I do that? Like, what did I do? Because this one went to this one, but that's not right. I don't know what, okay, maybe I have it backwards. I'm trying to think here. Okay, there we go. It goes straight down this way. I'm like, what did I do? So there is 3 layers. I'm hoping this will get a little bit better. Let me zoom y'all back out just a little bit. All right. So you can see how this is going to just layer right on top of each other. So this is 3 layers here. So like I said, you got the bottom. This is going to layer on top. You can use hot glue. I think that's what I'm going to use today. Or you could use wood glue, whatever you wanted to. And then these are just going to layer right on top of each other. So that way it's like 3-dimensional. And then this one, I welded everything together. So that way it's just one solid piece. We're going to paint that one. We have the gingerbread man. I got a little funky one, so it's kind of like he's jumping, and then we're going to do a snowman. So this is what we're working with. Now the next piece of wood that I'm going to work with, I think it's going to be balsa, because let me show you guys what I have on hand here. These are the ones that I've purchased from Hobby Lobby. So you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you guys so much. Hello from Texas. Let's see, my Cricut Explorer Air 2 reads it can cut balsa wood too. Huh. You might try it, Pamela. Maybe, well, I mean, you would have to use your regular, maybe like your deep cut blade. And then I'm going to try this. Awesome. Okay, so here's our pieces. Let me go ahead and show you what wood I have on hand today. And then we're going to go back to Cricut Design Space. Okay, so let me zoom y'all out just a little bit more. All right, here we go. So the wood that I have, these are the strips that I found. Now the one that I just used was 4x24. So you can see how big that is, like this. It's 4x24. These are as big as I could find of this thick of wood at Hobby Lobby. I would recommend if you have a local like hobby store where you know the airplanes and train stuff is, I would check there. I'm going to try to check out of town and see if I can't find something. I know there's a few places online you could order this stuff. But anyways, so this one was 4x24. So is this one, but this one is basswood as well, but this is the 1x32. So like I said, this is the thickest wood. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I'll zoom y'all in just a minute. This one is way thinner. So these are both basswood. And then I have, let's see what differences I have here. I think this one right here I had and it broke in half. So it is balsa 1/16. Now these come in 6x36, so they're super long. And I don't cut mine before I put it on there, I just leave it hanging off the end of the mat. So that's how I work. But this one broke in half, but I'm just gonna be able to use these two pieces here. And then I had already used it before. But I wanna show you guys using the True Knife today to see if it's worth something to like cut these extra pieces off, because that's what I'm using my True Knife for. I use it to cut off any remaining. So there is this one. So that's the 1/16 balsa wood. And let me see what this other one is. This one I've used for the airplane before, so you guys can see. This is 6x36 as well. So this is the one I used to cut out the airplane. You can see that there. This one is 3x32. So this one is thicker than this one for these for the balsa wood. So this one's pretty thick. So that's the one we're going to try today in the video to cut a couple more pieces out. So we're going to try this just a second. So let me go ahead and move these really quick, and I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to cut off the end piece of this. All right, so let me get my mat up here. So I'm just going to use a cutting mat. You can use whatever one you have. So I'm just going to kind of get this here so y'all can see. I'm trying to find some space here. Okay, so just like that. All right, so I'll probably hang it over just a little bit here. All right. So where I want to cut it right here, and then I'll have a little piece that I could actually use for something else. Now Cricut created a ruler, but I have not purchased that yet, but I'm just going to use this ruler I use all the time. This is an Olfa ruler, and this right here is I think it's like, I believe it's called a gypsy handle. I'll have it in the description when we're done with the video. Yeah, the gypsy gripper. But you could buy the ones that go on your bathtub or shower. You could buy those. I think Harbor Freight sells them, and then attach them to your rulers like this. This is just going to help me really be able to push it down and have control. So all I'm going to do is kind of get me a straight line going here. I'm going to take my little knife here. Now let me make sure, because I haven't played this, make sure it's locked. That's unlocked. Okay, lock. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to hold down really good and then come back and then just take my knife here and just cut right down this. So it may take a couple passes to really get down in there. And then you could either keep going until it's just completely cut, or once you have that cut line, move this out of my way here. All you really have to do is then take it, and it's probably not gonna work for me, but you should be able to. This is thicker. I got that side good, but not this one. But you should be able to just pop that down. I'm gonna go ahead and go on this side a little bit more. Now maybe it'll work. Yeah. So you should be able to just kind of fold it in half like that, and that'll just come right off like that. All right, so that's what you would use that True Knife for if you wanted to. And then I cut off this piece here so I could save it for something else. So that's how I'm gonna use to cut that down. Now, so this is the one we're using today. Wait, is this the one? Yes. So this one is, like I said, 3/32, and it's the balsa wood. So we're gonna use this one in just a second. So let's set that out of the way, and let me go, so let's see. All right, so let me go ahead and show y'all Cricut Design Space really quick and show you what I did. All right, so we're here in Cricut Design Space. So let me hit cancel on this. And yes, I'm sure. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, so this is what I used here. So you can see all my shapes here. This is the one that was layered up, so you can see it's got its different pieces. I put them all to one color, so that way I cut on all on one mat, because at the end of the day, it's all cutting on the one piece of wood. So I changed them all the same color so they would go on the same mat. But let me see. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go to new, and I wanna replace it. All right, so this is what I did. So I went into images, and I just typed in snowman. Snowman. All right. And then I just came down until I found a snowman that I was happy with. So just scroll down till you find something. So let's see. So this one right here is the one I chose, and it's an access. But you can see all those little pieces. I'm not going to keep all that because I can cut all that out of felt, or whatever I want to, because I think these arm pieces would just be too tiny. So I chose this one, brought it into images, then I brought it down here, I ungrouped it, all right, then I just took out, I just wanted this piece right here. Nope, not that one, this one. So you can see that it still has all of it. So let me zoom y'all in just a little bit so y'all can see better. So you can see it still has like the holes and the cut lines and all that. All I did was went to contour, which is right down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to hit hide all contour. Then I'll exit, and there it is. So this is the piece that I cut out, and then all I did was delete this and that. All right, so here's that. So there's one. So like I said, we're going to cut out. I'm going to try to do some more basic instead of intricate so it don't take so long to cut out here. I was also thinking you could cut out circles. I probably won't, well, I may do one of those so y'all can see. So like you could cut out some circles. That way you could paint them as a softball or baseball and put your kid's name on them or number. Footballs, you could give them out to the football team or the cheerleaders or something. You could do all those. So that would be a good idea for the circles, as well as you could put somebody's wedding information on it and their, you know, the day they got married and all that kind of stuff. You could put your kids' names on these. Whatever, you could create snow globes, you know, to paint on there. There's tons of stuff you could do with a circle. If you wanted to do a football, you would just go to images, type in football. So I'm going to show you welding some. So football. All right. I just came pretty much to the first football I found, like this one right here. You can see that it's got all these layers. Insert. The easiest way to deal with this one here is all I did was I came down to weld, which is right here, clicked it, and then made a solid football, just like that. So that way you could cut this shape out and paint it as a football. Now let me show you layers. So if I was going to do layers, so this is what I did. So if I was going to look up the deer, I just typed in deer. All right, scroll down. This is the one I chose, this pink one. I think this one would be cute. And then put your names on them for your husband and wife. Put the names right there. It would be adorable. You could also get your Cricut to write on this wood too as well. And I may do that just so you guys can see in this next one. So let's see. So insert. So this is how you would layer something. So what I did was I hit ungroup. All right, and the part that I took away was the white one. So click on the white piece here. I didn't need it. I hit delete. And so I kept this piece, and this piece. That way I could just layer them all three on here. Now you could just do the two and not do this one, but I thought it'd be cute to paint this white and have it on there to be a little bit of a different color. So that's just how you would make like a 3D one. Just take away a piece because that white was just these dots right here, I believe. Let me undo it so you guys can see it one more time. Bring it back in that white. Okay, so the white was behind the eye, but we're going to be painting all that anyways, the dots and the ear. You can paint that in anyways. So just that's how you can kind of figure out what pieces do you not need. So like I said, take away that. Now I'm not going to do this one because we've already got it and that's kind of intricate and I don't want it to go on too long because, you know, cutting wood does take a little bit of time. Now cutting out all the ones that I did, it gave me a total time of an hour and like 25 minutes. But like I said, once I got to like the 10th pass out of 14, I shut it down because you can tell it starts to lift. All right, so we will do, okay, so let me exit out of the football because you basically get the gist on that. I'm going to write on this one, so we may do a circle. I'm going to write on it. I'm going to cut this guy out. I haven't tried the snowflake. I think it'd be too much to do on camera as well because it's too intricate. Let's look up a penguin because I haven't done that yet. Let's go back to images. Let's look up a penguin. All right, so then I'll find a penguin that I like. This one's really cute. I like this guy right here. I think I would choose this one. Well, let me see, hold on. I say that, and then this one right here. Okay, I'm choosing this guy. So I'm clicking on this one. I'm gonna insert it. All right, so here we go. So this is how I would do this guy. I'm gonna paint all this on. I could take felt and cut out with the felt and make this out of the felt. I don't need to, I can paint all this on except for the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit ungroup. And the only piece I want is this back piece. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these pieces here. Oops, I'm just going to try to take everything. Let me move it further away. All right, select these. We're going to hit delete. Now this one has those lines in it. You don't want it to cut that, so pay attention. I'm going to come to contour and hit hide. These are the pieces that I'm talking about. If you don't take these away, it's going to put cut lines in it. You really just don't want it to do that. So hit hide and then exit out of it. And now it's solid. So we can just paint everything else on. So we're going to do the penguin. All right, and then we're gonna do this circle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have it write something here for us. Let's just do a name so that way it can write on there for us. Let's do text. Let's see. Let me bring this up here really quick so I can see it. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to figure out what I want it to write. Let's see, Christmas. So Christmas, and then I'm gonna do 2018. Then I'm gonna come up here to a line and I'm gonna center that. All right. Now I'm going to probably ungroup these two lines. Well, I shouldn't have done that yet. Let me undo this. Hold on. Undo. All right, so there's Christmas. Let's do this first. So I'm going to change the font on this, and let's say I chose, let me try watermelon and see how cute it'll look. All right, and then what I'm going to do is do that letter spacing. I'm going to bring it in. All right, see, I was happy with that. I'm going to hit weld. All right, I'm going to change this to white just so I can see it for just a minute. There. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to downsize this. So something about like that. All right, and then we will do, oop, of course that's my life. Okay, so then I'm going to hit text again. I'm going to hit 2018. All right, so I'm going to bring this down and pop it in here just like that. Now I need to change these to writing, so what I'm going to do is that 2018, I'm going to come up here and change that to a right. Now remember, it won't color it in for us, but I can do that later. So then Christmas, I'm going to change that to a right. Where'd it go? Right here. We're going to change that to a right. All right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to attach it, not weld it, just so it cuts, I mean, it draws right where I need it to be. All right, now to figure out the size, let's come back down here so I can show you really quick how we're going to figure out the size. All right, let me move this out of the way. All right, when it comes to size, what did I do with the wood that I'm going to use? Oh, put it over here. All right, here we go. So when it comes to figuring out my size, so you want to look at your board and see how long it is, how, you know, so you can figure out. Okay, so I want to go by the width here. So this is 6 inches long. I mean, 6 inches wide, okay? The whole thing is about, let's see, 12, 13, 14 and a half. So 14 and a half, and then, what did I say? 6 inches tall. Now, if you needed these to be a little bit longer than 6 inches, you need to rotate your image this way, so that way it would come this way and then the width would be this way. But I don't mind 6 inches tall for these, so we're going to stick with 4 inches just like I did the other one. So I'm going to come back to design space so y'all can see. I'm going to change this, the width of, no, the height of this to 4 inches, just like that. All right, same with the circle. I'm going to change it to 4 inches. There we go. Actually, I'm going to change that to 3.5. 3.5. There we go. And then the penguin here, I'm going to come change its height to 4 inches high. Just like that. All right, so now all these, now let me see if they're all going to fit. So we've got, this one's going to be wide, that one's going to be 3. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should be able to fit completely on here. So now you want to change them all the same color. So I'm just going to change these white. So I'm going to come change each one of them to white. Just like that, and then I'm gonna change this one to white. That way it cuts on the same board here. All right, there we go. So then your next step's gonna be is to go to make it. All right, now my wood is gonna be going up and down. So let me come over here so you guys can see me get this on here, and then we're gonna figure out the placement on there. So let's come back down here. And I don't know why the lighting down here looks yellow. I don't know what's going on with that camera. So I don't think I'm gonna get this sticky off right now. It's gonna stay. I've got a few little tiny little pieces of wood I'm not too concerned about. But what I like to do is, when you're on your mat, you don't want to just stick this over here in the in the corner. You want it to be over. So I like to move it over 2 inches, and then I'm going to come down 1 inch. So you could even leave it up there, but I like to come down 1 inch. So I go over 2 inches, come down 1 inch, then perfectly line that up in that space. And then you're going to really push it on. So 2 inches over, 1 inch down. And I'll show you why. So you're going to push this on here really good, just making sure. Sorry guys, I'm beating the table. Y'all can probably hear it. All right. Then you're going to take your tape here. So this is just frog tape. You can use this one, the green one. It's just really easy to remove off of here. So what you're going to do is you want to take some pieces of this, and you want to cover all 4 edges. And this is why we come down 1 inch and over. So that way, just like that, I can really get that tape on there and not worry about where it's at in the machine, if that makes sense. So that way I have, and here in a second I'm going to move my images down below the tape on here too. You'll see that. So I'm going to take me some more tape, get the side here. All you're doing is getting your tape on here. You could probably get away with some washi tape if that's what you have on hand as well. You just really want to take like your fingernail here or the back of your tool and kind of really get that tape so that way it's not going to shift on you. It's going to prevent your wood from moving, which really I don't know how it would move on here, but you just want to protect yourself. Because this thing, I'm telling you, is so strong. And when you're working with balsa wood, you super want to be careful when you're taking it off because this stuff is more fragile than the basswood. I would recommend basswood for this project, really, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I test this stuff and then y'all figure it out. So that way y'all don't waste your time or your money. So let's go ahead and get this down. All right, and like I said, take your tool or something and just kind of really rub that in just a little bit. I'm not pushing hard to like cutting the wood or anything. Now, if your images did get on the tape where it was going to cut around the tape, it's fine. But I try to avoid it. So I have it on here. So I have it over 2 inches, down 1 inch. So now let's go back to Design Space and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. All right. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to come up here and change my mat size to 12 by 24 because that's what I'm using. All right. Now, if you weren't, you wouldn't need to do this. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move these guys over. So we went over, so pay attention. 1, 2, we're over here. And I like to come over just a little bit because that tape. So I kind of come in between. So I know there's 6 inches total. So I'm over 2 and down 1. So you're avoiding 2 and 1. That's where I'm at. Then I count. So I know there's 1. I'm counting from the squares of where the wood is. All right. So I'm counting. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I know it's 6. So I want to keep it in between the 6 inches of that wood here. And then you would just take your next piece, line it up as well. And then I will take that next one and get it on here as well. All right. Then you're going to make sure that you're staying between that 14. So mine's 14 inches long. So I'm avoiding that tape. I'm not hitting the bottom. So I'm over 2 inches. I'm down 1 and I'm staying within that 6 inch frame right here. All right. So now all we need to do is hit continue. And we need to select our material. So we're going to hit browse all material. And then we're going to just type in wood. All right. Here's your woods that you can cut on. Balsa 116, Balsa 332, Basswood 116, Basswood 132, and those are all the ones I've showed you today. Then you have birch permanent adhesive. That's what you have. So we use on the ones I just did, I did that Bass 116, but this one is Balsa 332. So I'm going to click it. You want to make sure you choose that correct one so it can cut it right. Then I'm going to hit done. And it's going to tell me to move the wheels. So I'm going to bring y'all, let me try to figure out how I'm going to do this really quick so y'all can see my wheels moved. All right, let's see if that's got a good angle here. All right, so I'm going to switch you over here. So these wheels right here, these white ones. Now, if you're somebody that wants these back in that identical spot that you had them before you got started, take a quick picture of this area here before you get started so you can know where those wheels were before you move them. It's a really good tip. Because I know the first time I moved them, I thought, oh my God, what if I need them back in the right position? Where do they go? And then I kind of followed. You can see where they had set before, and that's what I did. But take a quick picture first, and that way you can get them back. But all you're going to do is slide these all the way over. You got to do that, or it's going to like kind of cut into your wood a little bit because it's got those sharp pointies. So you want to do that. All right, so let's go back over here. So it's telling you on the machine to do that. It's reminding you. And then it says to take and tape all the way around, like we've already done, all the way around, all 4 sides. And then we need to load our black pen because we are going to draw on it. So let me see if I can't switch y'all back over that way again. All right, here we go. So it's telling us to load the black pen as well as whatever pen you're going to use. You can use glitter pen, whatever you're doing. And then it's telling us to load our knife blade. So I've already did that. Now when you're loading your knife blade, let me bring y'all this way so y'all can see. All right, let me zoom y'all in. All right, when you're loading it, you see that it has this plastic piece. You should load it and this piece goes up against the back because these gears are gonna click into the gears that's inside. So they're gonna click together and that's how it goes in there. You don't wanna load it with it this way. It's not gonna work. So, and I don't even think the door will shut. It's gotta go in this way. So let me go ahead and show you that really quick. So switch back over here. So what you're gonna do, like I said, the gears go with gears. You're just gonna line it up there, close the door, shut it. Then you're going to take your pen and go ahead and get that in there since it's going to draw on it. So there we go. So then we've done everything it's telling us to do. Now it's telling us to load it. I just pointed that towards me. All right, so it's telling us to load it. So let me zoom y'all back out here. All right, so what we're going to do, let me see what's the best angle to do that at. Sorry, I'm trying to mess around with my camera, guys. Here we go. So I'm going to go back to this one. All right. So it's telling us to load it, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to take it. It's ready to go now. All I'm going to do is stick it here, and then we're going to hit that load button. And it's ready to go. So we're going to hit go. All right. Sorry, guys. I know that's a mess. I had to move it. All right, so it's writing on there first. You can see that now. Bring y'all up so y'all can see better. And y'all may be able to see better from this angle. Let me do it this way. There we go. All right, so it's doing all of its writing first. And it's so I can come over here and show you. So it's drawing. It's telling you it's drawing. It's almost done. And then it'll switch over to the wood. So let's switch back here. You can see where it's writing on that wood for you. All right, let's switch. So now it's getting ready. So you can hear the blade going. It's getting ready for cutting. So let's go into design space so you can see what it's going to do here. So it's saying detecting tool. That's what it just did. Now it's saying it's getting ready to cut. And it should update it. So it's 5%. So this one's going to go a lot faster. So here in a little bit, you should see where it says, you know, the timing and all that stuff. So for now, until it does, I'm going to switch this back down here, so you guys can see everything going on. So right now it's getting cut, it's cut in here. And then let me see if I can't zoom y'all in a little bit better so y'all can see where it's cutting at. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a better angle. I mean, I can get a side view here like this, so you guys can kind of see that going there. And it's already at 19%, so let me switch y'all there so y'all can see design space. It says cutting 2 of 7 passes, so 7 passes total, 4 minutes remaining. So these right here, these 3 pieces are only going to take 4 minutes. You can't beat that, super fast. So this is with that balsa wood, it does cut way faster. So don't get intimidated whenever you think that all projects are going to be like that. So while y'all watch that cut for a second, let me come over here and check comments. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm going to move my camera up on me. So there it goes. So maybe y'all can hear me while that cuts. So I'm going to come check comments really quick. All right, here we go. All right, see. Can you use Bender board and Cricut? I'm not sure, but Bahamas and hello from Canada. So Deborah, I will find out, but also somebody had asked me, they wanted me to test on popsicle sticks, like the bigger, just to see if it could cut that wood. And I am going to get some of those. I just haven't got them yet. I'm thinking the wood that we're messing with now is probably the same thickness, so I would say yes. So there's that. I'll probably taken my arm across that because I was trying to. So hopefully this is not freezing up too bad because it looks like it's in a little bit. All right, and then once these get done, we'll start painting on all of these. Now, I am super smart, and I did not bring my heat gun. I guess when I moved over here, I haven't used it yet, so it's still at the house. So we're not going to be able to dry in between it, but I'm hoping it'll dry pretty quickly, so I can just move from one to the next. And we'll just see how it goes with my painting skills live. We'll see. So we have, let's go ahead and jump back over to Cricut Design Space and see what we got. So we are at 57%, and we are on 5 of 7 passes, 2 minutes remaining. Like I said, 4 minutes total for this project, so don't be intimidated with stuff like this. And let me bring it back down so y'all can see here that writing, it did so well, but I'm just going to color that in. I can paint it in. I was thinking I want to find a way, so that'll be a future live, if we could cut this out but have it in the exact same position, exact same thing, but putting the writing on. So that way we could paint it and then put it back inside the wood. I'll show you what I'm talking about a little bit more here in a minute. Put it back in where it was. So basically you're not removing the outer part of the wood. Put it back and then have it right after you get done coloring. So I'm hoping that's something that will work, and that would be pretty cool. So hopefully I'm not talking too loud too, because I put that on my shirt this time. So let's see what we got. We are on 6 of 7 passes. We got 2 minutes remaining. So in the meantime, I'll come over here so you guys can actually see me face to face. So this is what it looks like. This is kind of how I have my setup here. I'm pretty sure you can see all my stuff in the thing here. But I'm pretty excited about this project because every year I purchase my kids a brand new Christmas ornament. So I think I'm going to try to make them this year so I can make stuff. But I'm thinking you can always go back into Design Space and have it cut out the felt pieces. So it's scarf or it's hat or anything like that, gloves. So you could do that after the fact. Just keep the same size as that. The same size, you know, bring in another image and then keep the hat pieces and gloves and all that and have it cut those out on felt. So I'll probably do that here in a little bit just so we can decorate our stuff. Now the paints that I'm going to be using today is these ones that I scored off the clearance. If you guys scored these off that Hobby Lobby clearance, I think it's like the FW acrylics. That's what I'm going to use today because I didn't have my regular acrylics from Walmart. Now that is something that I would have used, so don't feel like you can't use that. All right, so it's done. So let's switch over here. So let's go ahead and unload this and pray for the best because balsa wood is super delicate. It's hard to mess with. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pen out and go ahead and get the cap on it so it don't dry out. And I'm going to scoot this fella out of the way. All right, here we go again. So step 1, we're going to take the tape off. Now, like I said, pray for me, guys, because I don't know how well this is going to work because it's very delicate. Now, I did my airplane and it went fine, but it just scares me. So here's that. I like to keep this information that peeled up. I'm going to put that back because I'd like to know if I use this in piece what size that is. You want to keep that information just because if you decided to use it again, you wouldn't know what size that is to choose correctly. All right, so moving that tape. Now this tape you could always reuse if you're going to be doing these back to back. So I'm going to peel this tape off, maybe. All right, get that tape going right there. Now you can see a little piece here, and I'll get that off in just a second. Let me go ahead and double check real quick what you guys are saying. Let's see. Let's see, this is fascinating. Might have to try it from Tennessee. Awesome, Carol, I hope you do. All right, so let's see. Let me come back down here. Let's see. Hello, Crystal, where would I be without your tutorials? Aw, thank you so much, Maribel. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're back down here. So I am going to just try to get this little piece of tape off here. Now we've got more projects coming with wood, so this is just the beginning here. So, and you probably, before I unloaded this, I should have tested it to make sure it was going to pop up, but I did not. So let's hope that it does, and it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm very carefully, I got my fingernail under there, and I'm going to pop this guy out first so you can see. Now this one is actually thicker, I believe, than this one, yes. Let me zoom y'all in so y'all can see that really quick. Oop, no, wrong way. All right, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let's see. This one is way thicker than this one. I'm hoping you guys will be able to pick that up. So the one we just cut on the balsa wood is the thickest, I guess. Now it's more delicate, so it's more of a squishier type wood, if that makes sense, and this is a little bit harder than this one, but it's definitely thicker here. So if you're needing something super thick, you could always cut out several of these at the same time and actually glue them together to create something even thicker. So just so you guys know, you can cut out several and create something thicker. You could cut out 2 pieces of basswood and put them on either side of the balsa wood to make it a little bit more sturdy. So that is another idea as well. So like I said,